Puzzle Bucket.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us here on Fuzzle Bucket. It's week 3 of Paladin month, and I got a little bit of a different spin on week 3's deck. First of all, we're not doing Shockadin anymore. Don't Shockadin. I tweaked it week 2, and honestly, if I tweak it anymore, it's not going to be a Shockadin deck anymore. It's going to lose its shock. It's a great deck. It's an aggro deck. It's pretty effective, but I want to try the control side of Paladin because I want to make sure that we're looking at all the aspects of Paladin. For the Priest month, it was easy because Priest only does, control. The Shaman is pretty much centered around all mid-range, so I didn't really have much to stray away from there. The Paladin can arguably do both. So what I've got here is what could be the end of the month Paladin deck, but I need your help to finish this deck because it's close, but it's not quite there. Here's the idea. Same as with the Priest deck I took a couple months ago. Thinking back to what a Paladin does and what their hero powers and their abilities are. Well, two things came to mind. One, their hero ability is a 1/1 minion, so they're constantly able to put a minion on the board. And two, the Divine Shield. Technically 3 they can heal, but that's the Priest thing. It just so happens that a Paladin can heal too. But the main two are the Divine Shields and the bubbles, and the being able to put minions on the board. Low cost minions to help. So I thought, well, hold on, I got an idea. Let's go with combo sets. Now, you can't build a deck around just combos. It will fail. You have to have combos with consistency. That's why the Zoo deck is so great, because it has not so much the combo aspect, but just the fact that it's so consistent. You can always top deck what you need. You can always draw the cards that you need. So, unfortunately, the Paladin doesn't have that benefit of the Zoo, if you will. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about 2 different combo sets. Now everything 3 mana and below is where we're going to put our combo sets. Everything 4 mana and above is our heavy hitters, our control, our healing, our board clears, our AoEs, that type of thing. That's just kind of how the deck's structured itself. We got 2 different things here. We've got Hand of Protection. So those are our Divine Shields. Along with Hand of Protection, we have Argent Squire, we have Argent Protector, and we have Blood Knight. Now there's 2 things here I wanted to point out. One is I tried to choose minions that can stand on their own, because we all know if you build a deck around combos and those combos don't happen, you're screwed, right? Well, if you are mulliganing, if you're mulliganing and you see Argent Squire, Argent Protector, or Blood Knight, you should probably try to mulligan for this group. We'll call it the Divine Shield combo group, combo set. And all of these on their own, although Argent Squire is just a 1/1/1, it's a little weak, will stand the vanilla test, will pass the vanilla test, and will stand on their own. The Argent Protector, 2 cost 2/2. And the Blood Knight, a 3 cost 3/3. So the Blood Knight is a little bit different because it sucks the shields off of your other minions or your opponent, and that's excellent bonus. But the Argent Protectors, it needs a target, but on its own it's a 2/2/2, and the Argent Squire, of course, is a 1/1/1, but it comes with that Divine Shield, so they can stand on their own. But try to combo. If you get any one of these in your opening hand, try to mulligan for that particular shield combo set. The other combo set deals with, and that's based on the Paladin's shield ability. The other combo is based on the Paladin's hero ability and the 1/1 minions. Well, 1/1 minions sound like tokens, right? You've got the Imp Master. The Imp Master spits out a token every time. So you can start flooding the board with tokens. Well, what can you do with tokens? Well, one is you can use the Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler works really great with Imp Master, and it also works great with your hero power. 2 is the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. You can follow up after you've flooded the board with a bunch of low-cost minions, ram them into something, kill them off, and buff up your Flesh-Eating Ghoul. And thirdly, and this is one that's a little bit questionable and then might be replaced, because I know nobody likes Red Leader anymore because since the nerf, it's a 3 cost 2/2. But it's a 3 cost 2/2 plus we are planning on using the second combo group to flood the board with minions, so it becomes Death by 1,000 Cuts. And you actually get a lot of value out of Raid Leader. May or may not work. And to be honest, there's more cards in this combo set than the other one, so you could stand to maybe remove it for a Spellbreaker, perhaps. There's no spell, there's no silence in here. So the idea is if you start seeing these cards in your initial hand, the Knife Juggler, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, the Imp Master, the Red Leader, then mulligan for that combo set. What this will do is it'll allow you to control the board early, and that other combo set you can use later in the game. Now, everything else that is in 3 or below is dealing with Blessing of Wisdom is here for card cycle, and Divine Favor is here for card cycle. Everyone, I think, knows how to use Divine Favor. Try to get at least 2 cards out of it. Blessing of Wisdom, however, especially against rush aggro decks, I like to mulligan and keep it in my hand, working around those combo sets, and putting it on a minion that has a little bit of survivability right in the beginning of the game. Because if I can get 2 cards out of Blessing of Wisdom, that's excellent value. And chances are they're not going to, well, if they do stop attacking with that minion, great, you mitigated damage. That's cool. But chances are they won't, and you're going to get some card draw out of it. So there's 2 Blessing of Wisdoms, and then there's 2 Divine Favors to help cycle the cards. Because another thing that helps with deck consistency is being able to cycle through your cards. The more you can. Miracle Rogue is a prime example. It can cycle through all of its deck in a couple turns, right? Well, if you have all the deck in your hand, you have all the combos, you have all the pieces to the puzzle to make it work, right? So we're keeping our 2 combo sets at 3 or below, so that they can be played early game, or they can be played in complete sets late game. And we're using a lot of card draw and to cycle through to make sure that we have those. In addition, we have our True Silver Champion, which is part of our healing set. Now, Holy Light is here. So let me talk about Equality real quick, because it's in the lower rank. Equality is here to, well, make everything equal. Board clear. Equality, along with your Consecrate, is your primary board clear. However, Equality works really great with Knife Juggler. A little bit of RNG there. It works really great with your Imp Master and all your imps. It works really great with your hero power. You only need 1 attack to take advantage of Equality. It's got to be on the board, of course. It can't have the first turn sickness, but there's a lot of uses for Equality. Perhaps there might be room for 2 Equalities. It really depends on what you're seeing on the ladder, I guess. So yeah, Holy Light. So the healing group of cards, if you will. Holy Light is there because it's 2 mana for 6 health. And sometimes you need to stabilize, and it's a cheap stabilized card. It can get you right back up and right back into the game, and you won't lose too much tempo, and it'll keep you alive. True Silver Champion, there's 2 of these. Now, of course, that can be used for removal, but it can also be used to go for your opponent's face and heal yourself for 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we have 2 more for a total of 5 healing cards in the healing group. Now, Guardian of Kings, of course, gives you 6 health, but it also puts a 5/6 on the board, so you got a little bit of beef on the board. That's it. These are definitely late game cards here, and potentially part of your lethal setup. In the AoE defensive group, we have, of course, Equality. That couples with Consecration. Defender of Argus are here because hopefully you have something on the board. Every now and then you might have a need for a taunt. Don't depend on taunts to win, but it's nice to have them. Plus, these particular taunts, unlike the Sunfury Protector, come with a +1/+1. That's awesome. Avenging Wrath. This can also be used with Equality, although it's a little expensive if you have to use it in the same turn, and generally you want to use Equality and your board clear in the same turn, so that becomes 8 mana. It's a little costly. But Avenging Wrath is an amazing spell because you spend 6 mana and you get 8 damage. You can even do 8 to the face. Don't be afraid to do that. It's okay. As long as you have substantial board control, use Avenging Wrath. Turn 6, 8 damage to the face. Put them back on their heels and really set them back and make them think really hard about what they need to do next. And then Tyrion Forgering is here because he's in his own group. He's in the Legendary group. Now I know what you're saying. I don't have Tyrion Forgering. Oh, well, unless you're playing a Shakadin, if you're playing any type of control type Paladin, it's really hard to not include Tyrion Forgering. And if you don't have him, and you want to play Paladin, that's your favorite class, invest some time and some gold and some dust and work on getting that Tyrion Forgering. In the meantime, the closest thing you can get to Tyrion Forgering is a Sunfury Protector. The downside, other than a few points in stats, is that you don't get the Ashbringer afterwards. But that's about as close as you can get to Tyrion. And it'll bring down your mana curve a little bit. That's a look at the mana curve there. Now, if you notice, everything, like I said, 3 and below is part of our combo groups, or combo sets, if you will. And everything 4 and above is for your healing sets, your AoE spells, and your late game, your finish, your win conditions, if you will. So let's run through this deck. I'm not going to do it on ladder because it's not quite ready yet, and I don't want to really... I don't think it's a good test rate because it's not quite right. I want your help to flush this out. Let's keep the concept the same, but if you have any recommendations, post in the comments below. And let's go over to the gameplay footage.